There's a new company coming on board. What are you under the impression that they are going to do?
Most of the 12 volts already ran. Some of it's hooked up. Not much left to do to the car except for wiring. I got to do body work and stuff and paint on this. This was just kind of a rough deal to see.
That's going away though, I thought.
Well, that's what I'm talking here. That's what I'm getting to.
Oh, sorry.
So, you know the story.
Well, what's your first question?
All right, my first question is, so what is happening currently with the Vic?
Big question with the Vic. We've moved to, unfortunately, some errors were made on my behalf. When I first put this into development, I was kind of new at the electric idea. It really seemed like a cool idea to me. This was probably 3-4 years ago. Even before that, when I started prepping myself, I even asked at the time Elon Musk, because I knew a friend that knew him. He said, "I'm a little busy right now, Tim, to help you with building an electric car." I was hoping just to get some information. That being said, the technology by the time we installed it in the Vic has changed quite a bit. It was a very frustrating 4 days where we went in there and decided that we have to remove some of the stuff we've already put in. It's prototype development. That's what it is. I need a shrink right now.
So what is it that you are working on this day?
We were just playing with the window, the front. That thing's a fucking nightmare. We've built 5 different hinges. He's built 3, I've built 2. Just can't get the throw it should have. It's so weird. But I think it's because of the chop and everything that has been changed. It's no longer factory, so it doesn't open up like factory. This is a little more extended than factory, I believe, just because they did some metal work here, cutting, and it's, I don't know. It's no longer like a factory window, so I'm trying to finish those hinges. We're close. We're very close.
Do you at all think that there were some unrealistic expectations in terms of this build?
Yes, but what's a build except unrealistic expectations? It doesn't exist, so you don't have any expectations. I just said it seemed like a good idea at the time, and everybody said it could be done. Not bad. Having no idea, and the convoluted effort getting these people together, motorheads and gear and EV people, that was fun in itself for a while. I believe we're aligned now on the right track. It was too much. The 3 motor setup seemed like a good idea, and I think about it now. What on earth were they even thinking? When one motor would suffice.
I've asked everybody, can somebody please give me an air conditioning unit, an electric air conditioning unit that I can buy and I can put in the car. That way I can wrap up all the hose plumbing for the AC, and I can duct everything and get it finished under the dash and all that stuff.
3 years old is old tech. So I had to get it done. That's what it is. And nobody's at fault other than me, because I picked everybody to build it essentially. But we're doing new stuff. Now it's not so new. I mean, Ford's got the F-150, I think, with a electric in it. I'm seeing electric motors and everything. So now I'm kind of behind. I was going to be ahead of the game. Now I'm kind of behind the game.
No one can give me an air conditioning unit. No one can give me a power steering unit.
I thought that you had an AC unit behind the glove box. Is that not what that is?
I need a compressor. I need an electric compressor.
Oh.
Yeah. I've paid for one. I ordered a second. Both companies are gone. That's why I don't have an AC compressor.
What are they typically? If they're not electric, they're
belt driven.
Oh.
Hence why gasoline motors are better. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Because AC is another thing that draws power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't exist?
There is one. There's a couple. I'm just wanting someone to say, here's one that works. I can find them. They're from China. I'm apt to spending the money again. I've already spent the money. Tim's already paid for almost 2 of them. So it's like, I don't want to spend the money again. You know what I'm saying?
What was the matter with the previous 2? Besides the fact that the companies that made them are no longer in business.
They're no longer in business. One of them Jay gave me. They used the system on Jay's wife's car over there,
But
their electric car.
So it didn't work?
I paid for it. I never saw it. They're gone. The company's gone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Wow.
So I can find AC units, electric AC compressors. I don't trust any of the ones I've read about or looked at or found online. I just don't trust it anymore.
Latest development is the build is we're going to upgrade already. Take the engines out, motors, electric motors that are in there, replace the 3 with 1. Still a good looking piece. Simplify the drivetrain and simplify the battery and cooling system. It's going to work better. It's just a lot of wasted effort and a lot of resources. It's just not what I wanted to do. That being said, that's what's happening.
The other thing that sucks is I used to use electric power steering kit for all my Mustangs. Great kit, loved it. They worked very cool. You can turn it on and off. No longer makes it. Again, I bought it. They went out of business during COVID.
And there's
They're
not
gone.
some kind of like a legal thing that you should get your money back? That like,
No, most companies shut their door and that's it. Sorry.
fuck.
Yeah.
Why are you moving in this direction? Why are you taking out the 3 motors and replacing it with 1?
The original design, I had 3 motors. That was the first rendition I'd seen many years ago about how it even was done. They could take 3 motors, put it on a bell housing, just make it spin. And they used 3 motors. I'm not sure why. I looked at it visually and it said it makes sense. It almost looked like a cartridge. And I thought the 3 motors, if we could get the gearing right, it would be all right. It turned into a nightmare. The efficacy of the 3 motors was a bad idea. Somebody saw it and said that was the first, the new guys, first thing they saw it, they knew exactly where I got that idea. And they said it never worked to begin with. And the people that said they could make it work are not being totally dishonest or honest. They think they can make it work. I think it probably could work. What's the point? Now you had 3 motors, 3 induction gearing on the back of it to figure out how they time. It just said it was the worst news ever to me. That good-looking thing that we've already built, you've already seen it. I think it's gorgeous, and now it's not going to work.
We have the windows in, the brake pedal, clutch pedal, all that stuff's in for final. Lines are ran, brakes are almost completely done on the car. I just got to hook it up with the motor. I have the motors in place. I have the transmission in place. I have ordered a drive line. The radiator is well on its way, but now we're making a couple changes to it, so it's a good thing. And we may go to another company because I just don't want to wait no more. It's been a long time. It's been in engineering for 2 years. The grill's out for chrome. I got the steering column in. I was about to have all the steering linkage hooked up because I have it all, but that has changed as well. I'll get to that in a second. So we're jamming the front fenders over there for the driver's side. We never really completely finished the hinge idea for opening and closing the headlight for the plug-in to charge the vehicle. That's all finished. The fender's ready for paint. So I've been moving. I've been hustling. And I had this ready. I was all excited. I got the Bosch pump for it, for the batteries. I got all the batteries plumbed for all the cooling. Like I said, it's ready for wiring. I don't know what happened and I don't know how this went down, but apparently Tim had a conversation with somebody and they kind of badmouthed this setup, okay? They said that it's not reliable, not trustworthy. No one's really ever gotten it to run correctly and stay running correctly. So They sold him the idea on a different motor setup, motor direct drive. It's a Tesla motor.
Which these are, correct? These are Tesla motors.
No, these are not Tesla motors. These are Curtis motors. So it's basically, this is going to come out, they make new mounts, it goes in. It's supposed to be a lot simpler, so we are now changing. So now I'm kind of in a holding pattern till things are finalized and we actually see what's going to happen moving forward once Tim makes his decision. But I may be removing the transmission, selling this, all the controllers, the Curtis motors, the DC-DC converters, the chargers, everything. I'll be selling this whole setup.
The chargers too.
Oh yeah. So hit me up online. It's gonna be a fire sale.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with the car. I was really happy with the direction we were headed. Like I said, we just really have to wire it up, finish up little tiny things, and it was going pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm all for what the customer wants, and I want to make the customer happy at all times. So if that happens and these guys end up putting a motor, this will be going to their place. They're going to install the motor. They're going to wire it, and they're going to get it running. Basic running. It's going to come back here. I'm going to finish all the 12-volt stuff. I'm going to finish putting all of the sheet metal on, hood, fenders, side panels. I'll wire up the new headlight with the charger in there. They're just going to kind of let it hang there. And so I will be finishing up all that stuff and making it, beautifying it. That'll be my goal once it gets back here.